Hi, I'm Brandon Jones.
And I'm MHStv. This is your news for Thursday, September 26. The Science Olympiad has started. Practice will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays after school until 4:30. There will also be meetings on Mondays and Wednesdays in the morning from 7 to 7:50. To join the team, contact Miss Betts or Miss Whistler.
In the 1920s, women took jobs at factories in which they painted watches with glow-in-the-dark radium paint. This paint led to fatal health issues for these women and led to a need to fight for workers' rights in these factories. Mishawaka's latest show, These Shining Lives, is based off of these events and follows the lives of women affected by these factories' neglect.
In the 1910s, 3,000 women took on a peculiar job. They would paint the dials and hands of clocks with a glowing substance. This glowing substance caused them to have horrific side effects. This is the plot of Mishawaka High School's newest play, These Shining Lives. Sarah Beeson, the director of Mishawaka Theater, has helped put on shows such as Pippin, Once Upon a Mattress, The Mouse That Roared, and Trap. None compare to the dark and tragic tone that follows These Shining Lives.
I chose this play for a lot of reasons. One of them is that it's very different than the shows we've done here the past couple years, and so that allows for students to have a wide and varied educational experience. Still, the message of it is still really relevant today. For me, the most important message of the show is the value of human life. What is it, and do we value it more than material wealth and profit?
Frances, played by Ava Stopczynski, is the moral backbone and the oldest of the group. Pearl, played by Anna Yoder, is a fun girl who loves to tell jokes and laugh with her friends. Charlotte, played by Sewell Ortiz, is the spunky, rebellious girl that is always seeking a fun time and shows little sympathy towards others and their feelings. Grant Metzger, the husband of Catherine and the father of two. And Catherine Donahue, played by Ellie Trejo, the lead of the show and one of the newest employees working at the radium company.
I'm portraying Catherine Donahue. She works for a company, she has a husband and children, and throughout the show she faces hardships with dealing with the company, and she has to grow as a person and learn how to overcome all of that. She starts out saying that she's just a mom, she's a wife, she's a very normal woman, and throughout all these hardships she learns that she has to be so much more than that. And I think that's very important to me because I've lived a similar path in my life. Companies used to treat women and really all employees like they were nothing, and I think that speaks a lot for how women are just treated in general, and also just how women are a lot more than they're viewed as. You realize one day that you have to stand up for yourself.
Witness this tragic true story on October 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Tomorrow, the MHS Marching Band will be traveling to Crown Point High School to the ISMA Marching Competition. The band will be performing their 3 halftime songs, Day Tripper, Eleanor Rigby, and Come Together. Here's Landon with more info on that.
I'm out here at Steel Stadium where the MHS Marching Band is practicing and perfecting their halftime show for marching contest.
We spent the summer refreshing our brains how to march and teaching the new freshmen how to march during our band camp, and we learned certain songs like the fight song and Star Spangled Banner. We practiced marching on the new turf, which is something very new to us this year. We learned just our whole entire performance from marching into the street to marching down the field. We've also had our evening performances on Mondays and Wednesdays since school started.
We stretch to get loose, and then we begin with marching techniques, music, performance, and then we combine that together to perform each song for our show. ISMA Marching Contest is where different high schools from around the area come to Crown Point to perform their halftime shows to be judged based off their performance and music.
Our goal with going to Crown Point is to march and to play our halftime music to the best of our abilities to win gold in the marching competition. The way practices have been going so well lately and how our songs have been progressing, I think that we have a really, really good chance of getting gold.
We had a lot less time to prepare for ISMA Marching Contest this year, but I am pretty sure pretty confident we're going to get gold. We all need to perform well and march to the best of our abilities.
Saturday, the homecoming dance will be held in the new gym. Remember, tickets are $10 and will be sold until the end of the day tomorrow. The dance will start at 8 p.m. and end at 10 p.m. Have fun, cavemen.
This year's job fair was last Thursday, September 19th. Juniors and seniors were able to participate in many events, including a presentation from the Beyond the Cave, a lecture about credit and debt from Everwise Credit Union, and many career opportunities in the cave.
Last Wednesday, multiple middle schools in the area came to Steele Stadium to practice CPR. They also learned how to use an AED, an automated external defibrillator. They learned how to identify if someone is in need of CPR, how to take control of the situation, and how to actually perform CPR before the proper authorities arrive.
On October 10th, there will be 2 live broadcasts on the Mishawaka Network, one for the choir concert and the other will be for senior night for the girls volleyball team. The girls will be going against Jimtown.
This week was College Go Week. Throughout the week, seniors have been able to have waived application fees for numerous colleges. Tomorrow is your last chance to have waived application fees for many of those colleges.
The halftime show at Steele Stadium will have the dance team and the Marching Cavemen, who will be playing all 3 of their songs and their final halftime performance. The game will begin at 7. If you can't make it to the game, it will be streamed on the Mishawaka Network. Next week, we will have 2 colleges visiting Mishawaka High School during advisory. Tuesday, October 1st, Grace College will be visiting, and Thursday, October 3rd, IU Indianapolis will be visiting. Monday, October 14th, IU Indianapolis will be back for on-site admissions. If you would like to meet with the admissions personnel from these schools, contact Ms. Hernandez in the counseling office.
I'm Ava Sopsinski.
And I'm Anna Yoder. This is your sports report for this week. The girls golf team had their last home match of the season last week as they took on Marion. The team shot well through the heat and represented themselves well. The team then traveled to Knollwood to compete in their sectionals for this fall season. The ladies fought hard but unfortunately did not make it to regionals. This puts an end to their season. Great season, Cavemen.
This past weekend, the boys and girls cross-country team traveled to New Prairie Invitational. Our freshman/sophomore team placed 6th, with freshman Nazer Farhan placing 8th overall. Shout out to Devin Kruger for finishing without any shoes. They'll be traveling to Culver Invitational tomorrow.
The boys tennis team took on Goshen this week and will finish up the season with the NLC Championships starting this week. The last scheduled event for the team will be sectionals, which start on October 1st.
We'd like to give a shout out to a sports team that may not receive as much attention as they should, but still performs phenomenally and always supports many of the other sports offered here at MHS. The Mishawaka cheer team. Throughout the entire MHS regular football season, the cheer team travels and supports the Cavemen throughout every game. Cheer team and coaches, thank you so much for supporting our Cavemen sports here at Mishawaka.
The only game for the boys soccer team was Tuesday at Northwood as they finished up their season. They have 3 games left, including tomorrow's home game against Elkhart Christian. Good luck the rest of the season.
The girls soccer team had a pair of close games last week. The team traveled to Culver to take on the Culver Academies Thursday. In a tight contest, the Cavemen lost 1-0. Then they took on Plymouth at the NLC matchup. The Rockies defeated the Cavemen 2-1 in a close contest.
The girls volleyball team played Northwood last Thursday. It was a tough conference matchup for the team. The Cavemen lost the first 2 sets in the beginning of the match. After a hard fight, the game went on to 5 sets. The girls ultimately won the match. Great job, Cavemen. Also, the team traveled to Michigan City for the Michigan City Invite on Saturday. They finished the tournament in 1st place. Their overall score is now 19-1 and 4-1 in the conference. Great work, Cavemen.
Last Friday, your Mishawaka Cavemen took on the Goshen Redhawks in Goshen. This was the 3rd conference game of the season. After the first quarter, the score was just 14-3, Mishawaka, leading due to rushing touchdown by Caden O'Neill and receiving touchdown by Josh Sandy. By halftime, the score was 42-3.
Caden O'Neill had 3 of the 4 touchdowns scored. The other, a 64-yard interception returned by Walker Hahn. Many backups got varsity playing time in most of the second half. The Redhawks scored their first and only touchdown in the 3rd quarter, and Gaten Groninger rushed for a 10-yard touchdown in the 4th quarter. The final score, 49-10. Cavemen win.
Mishawaka is one of the 2 local schools to be awarded $5,000 for improvements in its football facilities. Riley and Mishawaka got awarded thanks to the T-Mobile Friday Night 5G Lights initiative. Mishawaka will now be in the running for the $100,000 grant if they are one of the 16 finalists selected.
Make sure to come to the game tomorrow. It is the homecoming game where the homecoming court will be announced at halftime. The student section theme is jersey, so make sure to wear and represent your favorite team or player.
That's all your sports for this week.
Back to the news.
Last Saturday, Notre Dame won their game against the Miami Redhawks 28-3. They scored 14 in the first quarter and 7 in both the third and fourth. This Saturday, they will take on Louisville at home, and it will be broadcasted on NBC at 3:30. Go Irish!
Thistleberry Farms has been open for a couple of weeks now. For the rest of September, they will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Saturdays and 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sundays. During October, they will extend their hours from being open from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on weekdays, and Saturdays and Sundays being open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
That was your news for this week. Shout out to Mrs. Murphy in the counseling office.
And good luck to the football team for the homecoming game tomorrow.